Hey guys, so that's my friend Sean. He is so good. It's insane. I love the song. I've been listening to it since yesterday. I listened to it at least like 30 times because it's just so good. But hey everybody, it's your girl Saraf Khan. Let me give you a little backstory on me. I used to do a lot of videos on I did spoken word, I did a lot of covers, I did this one video where I was transferring BlackBerry contacts to Android. Got like 160,000 views on that, and it's still up on my page if you guys want to see it, like on my channel. It's definitely very old and I look very young. You guys can watch it. It's highly embarrassing, but it's okay. I love embarrassing myself because I feel like if you don't have fun with yourself, what are you really doing in life? That being said, I'm back on YouTube to actually try to do this properly for a change. Honestly, I just really want to create content, good content. I want to put on makeup and kind of share like positive news or negative news, whatever it may be, like just do the whole journalism thing on YouTube and kind of pick out little topics of the week and talk about that. It'll mainly be topics, things that I'm really fascinated about.
Let me start doing my makeup.
Okay, right now I'm just putting bio oil on my face. That is not what I usually use. What I'm using for the last couple of days because I have pigmentation issues, and someone told me that it will help pigmentation and acne spots and stuff. Okay, I don't have acne spots per se, but I do have freckles. Freckles are like the biggest friggin' fad or whatever right now. It's like the biggest trend to have freckles. I have freckles naturally. I don't know if you can see. It's weird for a brown girl to have freckles. I don't know how that makes any sense. Let's talk about, let's talk about Saraf, whatever you guys call me. Because clearly I don't even know how to pronounce my own name. Let me talk about why I got inspired to do this all of a sudden. Because first thing, I just want to put out content. I do really want to talk about a bunch of things, and I am very passionate about certain things, very opinionated. For those that know me, in real life or whatever it is, I'm very, very opinionated on lots of topics, and I love debating and talking about different world issues and different things like that, or even local news and local problems. So I really like doing that. So I was just like, okay, hey, why not just come back on YouTube and talk about it there? Because what I had originally started doing is right after quarantine started, for those of you that did watch me on it, I started doing Instagram Live. Okay, and that it was going really well. I actually really enjoyed that, and I liked doing that. I was doing it every other day at 11 p.m. The Instagram Live isn't something that I want to do because it's like, okay, what the hell do I talk about every other day? And then coming on live, you don't really get to reach the audience that you want to. What I've always wanted to do is a podcast or a YouTube channel. So I think it's kind of what I'm doing right now. Anyway, that was one of the reasons. I just want to push out content. I want to talk about the things that I like talking about. And maybe if some of you guys are interested in those things as well, we have that in common, and you guys can sit here and watch my videos. Well, actually, the main reason and my biggest inspiration was because of this YouTuber named Bailey Sarian. So what she does on Monday, she does this thing called Murder, Mystery, and Makeup Monday. And I thought it was the coolest thing. And I've been obsessed with her ever since I found her on YouTube. And I just watch her videos all the time. And I was like, okay, hey, why don't I talk about some things like, murder mysteries or true crime events that have taken place in Bangladesh. And so when I was researching for this to make my first video, I quickly realized that there is not enough information on any of these. I found a lot of great stories, but just little pieces of it. There's not a lot of information and whatever, because obviously in Bangladesh, not a lot of things are recorded, not a lot of things are filed, not a lot of things are archived, and it's really sad because I was like, oh, okay, I'm sure 100% this country is so full of culture, so full of stories and heritage and our ancestries just from so many different places. We have to have so many crazy stories. There are a lot of stories, just not enough research on these stories, but that is definitely one of my interests, and it's because of Bailey Sarian that I kind of came on to do this, and I really, really would like to find these stories and talk about it sometimes. let's go back. Let's go talk about the like how my life started. Okay, let me give you a little story of my life. Story of my life, 'cause it seems so right. I love that song. Anyway, so when I got into makeup, like I was like a child. I used to like just fuck around with my mom's makeup because okay, I don't know what color to do. Sunset Tings. I really used to love messing with my mom's makeup because, you know, it was always there. I kind of was a very naughty child. I used to just get into my mom's makeup and shit all the time and just fuck it up completely. But anyway, I just had like such an obsession with makeup because I remember always seeing my mom do her makeup right before she was gonna go somewhere. And I used to think like, oh my God, she completely transformed. Like she's like a whole different person. Obviously she didn't actually look like a whole different person, but I was like, you know, I can't wait to like grow up and like play with this shit. But obviously I didn't wait till I grew up. I just started fucking around with the makeup right away, right then. And my mom would sometimes come home from, you know, like a dawat or whatever and just find me with lipstick slathered all over my body or perfume or some shit like that. Like I said, just a very naughty child. I really do very muted makeup, like very nude tones, very sober. I just do very like nude, you know, not very loud or not very bold. I feel like I want to, like I just want to be that extra in life sometimes, but like, and I have the confidence to do it, but it's just also like there's a part of me that wants to be so extra, but then there's also the part of me who's just, I don't know, I'm just like a really simple person, to be honest. Very, very simple. So you know what? Now I can do these videos and get to use all these colors just because I can just experiment with the makeup, like just messing around with her makeup. And then I would just always watch her do her makeup. And the awesomest thing was that, like, obviously Bangladesh being the hot ass country that it is, my mom would turn up the AC in her room before getting dressed. And it would always feel so nice. And it always smelled like Chanel 5. And I just, you know, I always associate that smell with my mom because, you know, that's kind of like what she used ever since I could remember smells. You know, she would put on her makeup. She would get this like, this parlor lady to come and do her sari and like, you know, whatever other grooming stuff that person needed at the time. I thought it was the coolest thing. I'm like, oh my God, that's how I want my life to be. I just want to like put on makeup and put on a sari and go to, I don't even know where they, like dawats or Dhaka Club or whatever it was. And it was just, I don't know, it was just a really, you know, fun little time in my life. So here I am doing it on YouTube, kind of just doing my makeup for no reason. Just for everybody else to watch, just because, you know, I love talking. For people that know me, they know that I love to talk a lot because it's just, I don't know, it's just who I am. I love telling stories.
Oh, I'm getting sweaty upper lip alert. It's bad. It's really hot here.
I think with this channel, what I mainly want to do is just kind of get good content out there. I want to talk about stuff, you know, which I had already previously mentioned. But yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about what I've been doing with my life this quarantine. What is Saraf Khan up to right now? I started a little cloud food brand. Is that what you guys would call it? At a cloud kitchen run by my friend Arbab, and we are kind of you know, partners on this venture called the Wingman. And okay, let me tell you about how Wingman started, and possibly how it can also continue later. So Wingman was initially, it was supposed to be a restaurant, a sports bar, which I still want to do, but obviously right now is not the right time because obviously we're in a pandemic situation and ain't nobody going out, ain't nobody going to a sports bar because obviously like ain't nobody can go out, you know. You can't go out, you can't do that because, you know, that's just how it is. You can't go out. Anyway, so that's kind of how it was supposed to start off. But then I was just like starting to give up on the entire idea that I could even do a wings place here. Because to my knowledge at the time, there were none. At least not like a place you can go to. I knew there were some here and there, like some delivery brands here and there that were doing it, but not an actual place. So I will turn into a physical place, hopefully, in the near future. Give it a couple years. Give it the end of Corona. It's like so many costs that you would have to bear if you started your own restaurant or kitchen or whatever. You just kind of don't have that anymore.
Been very ow.
I've been very lucky to have found a partner that, you know, kind of just had like an already established cloud business going on, and I just like kind of slid into the DMs. So, okay, for people that know that I was doing Chewsdays before COVID, what happened? I was supposed to launch Chewsdays properly because, you know, I was ready to do that. But clearly, somebody was like, hell no, you can't do that because there's a germ going around. So screw you and your business because that's gotta stop. And then it did stop. So what's going on with that right now? Well, we're kind of at a halt. We can't really do anything right now. Some people ask me if they can get Chewsdays services. I had to politely decline, obviously, because we're obviously gonna keep in mind that it's such it's such a personal, like most invasive services, is beauty services. Like people are touching your face and your hands and your skin and, you know, your body or whatever. That's not something I personally would even allow, like, for anybody. Like, I wouldn't want anybody else to do it, so I would definitely not allow myself to continue running. There are some crazy people out there that want services. Some people understand it, some people don't. They're like, oh, apne ki khola. And I'm like, no, obviously not, because we're in a pandemic, and the whole problem is that germs are spreading from one person to the other at the speed of light, basically. It's really scary, and it's just like really, really, I know it's unprecedented times. It's crazy. Obviously, it doesn't matter how much my business is suffering. I'm never gonna open it up for a freaking dollar. Like, what is the meaning of that for me as an entrepreneur? I don't believe myself to just be an entrepreneur. I'm 100% like, I'm an activist as well, I guess. I don't know, or at least I care enough about the environment or whatever, or people or humanity. So I can't see myself doing that. I can't see myself running my businesses, especially if it's harmful for people. I just can't do that, and it's ridiculous that people don't understand that. There was like a whole group of, you know, like the Apis of the world, the Apis of Bangladesh. A bunch of those people that, you know, are just kind of crying out loud about, oh, why aren't the salons open yet? Oh my God, what am I gonna do? My eyebrows, my upper lips, like I gotta wax, this and that. Okay, great. I know we girls do so many different things on a monthly basis, sometimes on a weekly basis. So many different things to their face and their hair. I mean, come on, I know I run an entire business around it. But that doesn't mean just because you feel like you need it and that's your priority, doesn't mean that that's everybody else's priority. Opening up a salon right now, it would be catastrophic, like completely catastrophic. Like salons are already like hygiene issued like type businesses. It's already such a gamble going into a salon and stuff like that, because there's been like 500 other people that have been there just earlier. So, you know, it's not even safe on a regular day. So if somebody has lice, somebody has some kind of other, you know, communicable disease or whatever, and they just got their hair cut there, they just got waxed there, whatever, if the salon didn't clean up properly after them, you can still get those diseases. So that's the thing. So it's already such a battle and such a gamble going there in the first place, let alone doing it during a freaking pandemic where, you know, there's literally a coronavirus outbreak. So the fact that people are asking and actually want salons to be open or even like home services is just stupid. I personally don't have anything against salons, but like I just said, the possibility of you catching something or whatever from somebody else is like the risks are way too high. So please, if any of those people that have previously asked for salons to be open, and if you're watching this, chill out, man. It's not worth it. Like, nothing that you have to do is worth your life. Not everyone is, passing away from this, but it hurts. Like, have you guys heard the stories of coronavirus survivors? It apparently hurts so much. The amount of pain that you get in your muscles and your lungs and your throat and everything, and the amount of I don't even know, diarrhea and fever and shit that happens. It's not pretty. It's not fun. It's not something you can just live with. If people are thinking that because a hobby and then I'll get over it, I'll be fine. Sadly, that's not how it works. You still go through it. It's still painful. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. So please stop wanting salons to be open. Many salon owners I know are just so against it completely, and I'm so happy, and I'm so happy that they think this way. Yeah, a lot of people are losing out on a lot of money during this time, because the economy is completely falling. All businesses, small, large, established, whatever it is, are all going through similar things. Obviously, a lot more people have a lot more cushion. They're not struggling as much. Eating out of your savings or whatever, that has to end at some point as well. You can't keep doing that. And for small businesses who earn day to day from their small businesses, that's kind of sad too. Very sad for them because they've had to shut down. They're not making any money right now. And not just in Bangladesh, but small businesses in Toronto are suffering the most. Little mom and pop shops and cafes and stuff like that who've had to shut down because of COVID. It's the saddest for them because this is what their livelihood is. They're not, business isn't just it's a side thing or whatever. This is how they're feeding themselves. This is how they're feeding their parents and their kids and their kids, whatever it is. Some people have really big families. You never know what somebody's going through. But the downfall of the economy is not only, shining a light on capitalism and greed, but this is people's this is their life. This is how they make money. This is how they eat. For people for rickshaws and stuff, they literally make all their money from people riding on rickshaws. And now, since we can't even go out or do anything, it's either people are gonna die from hunger, and as sad as that sounds, people are either gonna die from hunger or from coronavirus. And it's just what do you do? This is a moral dilemma, I think, that we all kind of should think about. And it does affect all of us in some way or another. What my point with this is a really completely unprecedented time, and it's really scary what's happening and what can happen. Sorry for all the background noise. I promise myself I will not complain about the things that I have. I made that vow to myself as a New Year's resolution because I think it's awful. And obviously, you will always find someone that is doing better than you, and it's easy to be envious. But try to see the people that have less than you and how hard they have it before you complain about the things that you have. Your own problems will feel hey, you know what? Oh my God, I'm going through this and I'm going through that. And it's hard to be empathetic for everybody. Not everyone is. But what I believe is that, just think twice before complaining about what you don't have. Other people have way less. Anyway, that being said, I obviously do hope all of this blows over soon. I don't expect to go back to normal life, whatever our normal was, it wasn't the greatest. I hope, honestly, after this, that we can, we can move on to a better normal, a new normal that has, you know, humanity in mind and not just me all the time. I just think that after this, if we're not all thinking about the greater good of our planet, what are we really doing? What has this really taught us? What has us being in quarantine for over 2 months really taught us? Like, please, you guys, make this time worth it. I'm not telling you to go be productive, start something or start a project, whatever. No, if your mental health is not allowing you to do that, that's okay. Take this time off. It's fine. But don't let this go in vain. Don't let everybody's sufferings, people's death and whatever go in vain. I don't know what I did with my makeup, but this is what it is. Deal with it. I quite like it. I don't usually do such heavy eyeshadow, but this is fun. I like it. Do you guys like it? Let me know. Anyway, let's not let this go in vain. I think we can completely be so much better after this. We have all the power in the world, literally right now, to change everything, because it's almost like everyone's starting at zero again. You know, we've got this time to reboot and to reset. So let's take this opportunity and be better to each other. I think that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest takeaway. You know, it doesn't matter who has what or who doesn't. Some of the richest, most wealthy people have passed away from Corona. So it didn't matter. The virus did not see how much money you have or how much money you don't have. It came for everybody. Yeah, you know, some people are stuck in their homes. Some people have nicer homes than others. And, you know, yeah, we're not all on the same boat, but we're definitely in the same ocean. So let's try to take care of this, and let's try to not let these things happen. Like, the amount of money and thought and resources that should really go into healthcare weren't, you know, they weren't dealt out. Like, the cards weren't dealt the same. Definitely. And maybe this can teach us something. So anyway, that was my little TED Talk, you guys. But what I mainly came here today to say is that I will be starting the YouTube channels and talk about all this stuff, you know, things that I find interesting within the week, and I'll just talk about that while I do my makeup, because I think that's fun. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I don't know if I really concluded what I was talking about, but I don't know. It is what it is. See you next week. I will talk about something great. I'm sure I'll find something great to talk about. I love you guys. Please watch this. Please like, share, subscribe, whatever it is. Stay home, stay safe, be happy. Be happy. Bye. Saraf out. I don't know what I just did with my eye. Bye. You know what I'm doing right now? I'm not putting on any more foundation. I'm literally wiping sweat. As disgusting as that sounds. I gotta go wash this after.
Disgusting.
It is what it is.